In this video, I'm going to be talking about the best golf training aids for mid-handicap players. So this isn't going to be for your beginner golfer who needs help with their grip or a swing plan or anything like that. There's just going to be stuff that you can use to pretty much take what's already working and amplify that so you can become better and all that kind of stuff. So what we look for whenever we're testing out all the different products were how they actually performed, how the quality of them was, and also the price. And then we tried the best we could to find one that's a little bit cheaper, some that are in the middle of the range, and then some that are more expensive as well. So you can basically kind of go off whatever your budget is. But before we get started, I will just mention our gear giveaway. If you want to enter in to our 1,000 subscriber, so every 1,000 subscribers will be doing a giveaway. If you want to enter in, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment giveaway down below, do those 3 things and you'll be automatically entered. So number 7 is going to be the SKLZ Golf Flex, and these are in no specific order really, maybe other than my number 1 pick. Pretty much any of these are going to be great in no specific order. So this is going to be a swing trainer that's only going to be beneficial if you already have a decent swing, which most mid-handicappers should have. If you do have a poor swing, this isn't really going to fix anything, so you might want to get that fixed first. But I've been using this to dial in my leg, which is important for increasing the club head speed and also distance on your shots. If you are someone who struggles with finding the right tempo or being able to correctly transfer your weight, this could definitely help you out a lot. Pros, it's much more affordable than other trainers. It's way more effective than swinging your clubs for practice. So if you're at home and you're just swinging your clubs, this is going to be a much better and more beneficial thing to do. And then it's going to help you condition the muscles used for more power. Cons, it's not going to fix a bad swing. It's fairly long, so you're probably going to have to use it outside or in a room that has high ceilings. It's only going to benefit you if you use it multiple times per week, so it's not going to be something where you're going to use it a couple times and your swing is going to be magically fixed. But those are the main pros and cons to it, but overall it is a solid piece. Number 6 is going to be golf alignment sticks. And if you're going to be doing any sort of practice, you definitely need to get yourself some alignment sticks. The targets at the range, they're not always aligned properly. If there's a flag out there, they're not perfectly in line with every single position on the driving range. But these are a great thing to have just so you know that you're always staying online. I always thought my alignment was right when I was at the range, but actually a lot of the time, like before I had sticks, I thought it was good. I actually got them and I noticed I actually was quite a bit off, and getting these was an easy fix. You can use, I have the ones on the picture there, I think they're like under 20 bucks from Amazon or something, but you can get any sort of yardstick at like Home Depot for under 5 bucks, but pretty much anything is going to be better than nothing. Pros, the ones I have fold up and are easy to carry around. They're cheap, and I tended to hit the ball fat, and it really helped me to basically put these behind the ball to make sure I hit down on it. So I'd put it like in line with my feet. I put it like 2 or 3 inches behind the ball, and then that would really force me to make sure I hit down on it instead of hitting behind it. So that really helped me stop hitting the ball fat. Cons, they aren't super durable, and I've broken my fair share of these just by hitting them. The foldable ones aren't perfectly straight generally, and then they're not going to fix a bad swing, pretty obvious, but that's kind of the main things to keep in mind. Number 5 is going to be putting and chipping circles. So if you're going to be doing any sort of chipping or putting practice, you do need to get yourself some of these circles. I found that by having actual circle to putt into or chip into, it did really help improve my short game. I was just kind of chipping or randomly with aiming for the hole, that kind of thing. But when I actually put a physical thing down, it gave me a bigger circle to hit into. I just found myself much more consistent, and it was more fun to practice anyway. But when I'm chipping or putting from a distance, I'll put these circles around the hole, and then my only goal is to put the ball inside the big circle. I'm not worried about getting it in the hole. I just want to get it within about a 6 feet radius, and it's really helped me improve my game. Pros, Phil Mickelson said his goal with a long putt or chip is to get it within 6 feet, and these really help with that. That's kind of why I went out and got these. When I heard him say that, they just kind of really helped me get a visual in my head, and it's more of a mental thing, but it really has helped. The ones I got were foldable and they fit in my bag no problem. Cons, they aren't crazy expensive, but I'm sure you can find something cheaper. Any sort of circle will do. You just want to make sure that it is pretty flat. That's pretty much it. If you're going to use them often, I see no reason why they wouldn't help your game. Number 4 is going to be the top tier Golf Pure Strike. And this has been one of the better devices I've used to fix the hook I had with my irons. It didn't happen every time, but every now and then my main miss was a major hook, and then the ball would go straight out of bounds. I'm sure you've had this with a hook or a slice, that kind of thing. It's not fun. This is going to help also with a slice, just because it makes sure that your swing is going to be on plane. If your swing isn't on plane, you're going to hit the foam, the red foam holes, and they're going to go flying off. And it's also going to help you hit down on the ball. Otherwise, you're going to hit the plate itself. So it really helps you dial in your irons, even your driver, and it can also help with your drawing and fading, that kind of thing as well. Pros, it's surprisingly durable and it hasn't broke apart yet. It's been one of the better devices for striking my irons more pure. And then you can learn how to draw and fade the ball as well. Cons, it's not super expensive, but it is getting up there a little bit. It can get pretty frustrating the first few times until you get used to it. It is pretty hard, I'll be honest, the first couple times you use it. Just being able to not hit the red poles, that was definitely a challenge, but that kind of makes a practice more fun. And then if you do hit the foam poles, they are going to go flying off. So if you're at kind of a busy range and you're kind of close together, you're not really going to want these foam poles flying off, and you have to go out the range and get them. But pretty much that was kind of the main cons to it, but it has been really effective for me. Number 3 is going to be the Pressure Putt Trainer. If you are going to be doing any sort of putting practice at home, this is going to be one of the better devices that I've personally seen myself. It is really cool. It's not going to be as good as for working on your game as it would be at the range on a real putting green, but it is much more effective than hitting into a cup or on a flat surface at home. It makes practice at home much more fun, and it is cool because it's going to give you real-time feedback on how much you were offline and if you had too much space or not. So it is pretty cool there. As you can see in the picture, in kind of the middle of it, it's a little plastic thing in the back. There's going to be a little a circle, like a hole in it. So that's, if you get it in there, it's going to be a perfect putt. And then just below that, there's going to be like a white tray. So if you get in that, that's going to be good. If you miss it, it's bad. But if you get it in that circle that's in the middle, that's going to be a perfect putt. And to get it in that hole, you're going to need the absolute perfect line and also the perfect pace on it. So it is really good to dial in your putting. Pros, it's going to return the ball the distance it would have gone past the hole if you did miss. So that was pretty cool. And you're going to need the perfect line and perfect pace to sink a putt on this. Cons, it's a lot tougher than I first thought to sink a putt. I thought it was pretty reasonably priced. But actually, after reading quite a few reviews, some people are saying it's a bit expensive. But I personally thought it was fine. But that's just me. That's kind of the main pros and cons to it. But it is one of the more effective putting devices I've tried in a while. Number 2 is going to be the PuttOut mirror system. And this is my all-time favorite putting trainer. And I actually use it along with the Pressure Putt Trainer. It makes that easier too, I found. The putt trainer is going to help with your pace and that kind of thing, but this is going to really help work on your alignment with your ball and feet and also positioning. It comes with a putting gate, as you can see in the picture there, to hit into as a target, which goes in between you and the target. And I found that this does really help with my accuracy. Pros, if you do struggle with starting your putt online, there's no better trainer that I've found than this. It also acts as a putting mirror. If you can flip it around, it'll be a putting mirror to make sure you're square and have your eyes over the ball. Cons, it's pretty expensive. And then you can simply use tees to make your own gate and alignment tool if you want to go for kind of the cheap version. This works much better if you're putting at home and you don't really have anything to put tees into. But overall, it is definitely my favorite. It's a little bit expensive, but definitely worth it if you can, if you do have the money for it. But my number 1 pick is going to be the Ben Hogan 5 Lessons book. And this isn't exactly a training aid, but if you haven't already read this book, I would highly recommend it. There were so many practical things in it that I've used to improve my game, and it is cheap. Ben Hogan believed any golfer with a reasonable coordination could break 80, and this book is going to basically show you how to do it. I'd recommend the book just because it has actual pictures, like you can see to the left there. There's lots of those pictures that are pretty useful, but you can also get a free audiobook version of it, and I will be leaving a link so you can get a free audiobook down below. Pros, it's short but super in-depth and easy to follow. The grip and stance section was game-changing for me. That's probably the best part in it. And then you can get a Kindle version for the price of a coffee, or you can get a free audiobook of it. Cons, not everything that worked for Ben is going to work for you, but it is worth a try. And then it's not going to be a quick fix because you're actually going to have to take what's in the book and go to the range and actually work on it. So it is going to take a while. It's not a quick fix, but it is one of the best things that I've personally been through myself. But if you would like to see more images, more reviews, or get any of these for the lowest price available, check out the description down below. At the time of making this video, those were the best places I could find it, so you can go and check out the current prices if you want. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you haven't already watched and commented on our latest video, click the video card to the left and get yourself another entry into our golf giveaway.